Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, I've probably not told you about this before, but one of my favourite sayings is from tiny acorns, mighty oaks grow. I thoroughly think that investing in smaller businesses, because every single business started from pretty much a single person with an idea. Jeff Bezos started selling books from his garage, and he's now this massive thing. He's kind of the epitome of that. And I do believe that supporting smaller businesses to help them to grow and to see how they grow over time is certainly a very good thing. So a friend of mine who will go unnamed, however, you know who you are. And I will say at this point, and I want to stop to expressly say, you're a good man. I appreciate what you've done in pointing me in this direction. Your deeds have not gone unnoticed, and songs will be sung about you in the halls of the kings and the moorlands for centuries to come. So a friend of mine pointed me towards somebody making these pouches on eBay. Now I have to remember this. I've been butchering this chap's name all morning while I've been trying to do this, but they are from a Mr., and I hope I say this right, Barbatus. It's B-A-R-B-A-T-U-S, Mr. Barbatus. So he makes these pouches himself and sells these on eBay. Now these are handmade pouches here in the UK, and my friend that pointed me in this direction is a friend of a friend who also knows that he makes these on an old Singer machine that's over 100 years old, and you really wouldn't tell from this. The quality of these pouches is exceptional and is at the highest standard that I would expect from somebody that is a mass kind of manufacturer, like maybe, I don't know, Abel Carey or Alpaca, somebody like that. Very, very nice pouches. Now there are a selection of pouches here. So when I got these and they were sent to me, it did come with this little wrap around them. It was kind of parcelled like a Christmas present for you to unwrap. And then it had this handmade by Barbatus, this little label on here. So I kept this, knowing full well, with the shitty memory that I had, that I would probably butcher or forget his name. But in here, so I have the pouches. Now there are several different types of pouches. You don't have to purchase them all together. You can purchase these separately, and there's different colours and different things for these, but these are the ones that I have, and I thought that we would have a look at these because I'd like to shine a light on a maker here in the UK and the amazing gear that he's making. So now, as far as dimensions are concerned, I'll leave the dimensions down here for each of these, but I'll just kind of talk about them loosely. As far as the materials that these are made from, really nice high-end materials. All of the poles on here have it's 511. Sorry, it's 550 paracord. You've got YKK. They are YKK zips. I'm sure they are. They've got YKK zips on here, and these are the reverse coil YKK zips. They all have these little kind of webbing tabs so that you can hold onto these and you can pull them. Now, not all of these do have zips on here. There is one that doesn't have zips, which we will have a look at as well. And they're also nice and lined. There's a 220D kind of ripstop lining inside here, which is really nice. A lot of people that make these, and there are other people making these and doing a very fine job of them, but it's little things like the lining. They don't add lining to theirs, so I think it's a nice little touch that he's added that to this. And then the outer material is like an x-pac, eco-pac kind of material as well, which let's face it, I have become a little bit of an x-pac, eco-pac snob over the last 2 or 3 years. I think the vast majority of the bags that I take to work and that I commute with are either x-pac or eco-pac, so the fact that this kind of matches in with some of my other stuff I think is really nice. You can get these in a variety of different colours. I went for these lighter ones mainly because when they're in a bag, especially high-vis ones, if you can get something that's also lighter but is at a contrast to that other high-vis, it just makes them easy to spot and be able to find things. So this one is a double zipped little kind of pouch. You have the main zip here at the top, which opens up into a larger section, and then on the front here you have a smaller zip which opens up again into another lined smaller section. So for me, for this, I've had to take my camera equipment, or I've had to take my batteries and stuff out of here, but in this, since I've had this, I put in my camera batteries. I always have 3 spare camera batteries just in case I have 1 in the camera and then 3 extra ones. And then small charging cables, that also other stuff I keep in here. And then I also have a spare lens cover because I'm always freaking losing those, so I bought a job lot of Canon spare lens covers, so I can just put them in. So I keep 2 of those in here as well. And even with that, it's not completely full. I can put the batteries and the lens covers in the back, and then I can put some extra little cables here in the front. No issues whatsoever. So that's the little double zip pocket. Now these next 2 are kind of similar. So what you have with these, so you have 2 of these, this one and this one. So the way that these work is, so the larger one of the 2 is more kind of square, and then you have a good handle here at the top. So again, being able to put cables and stuff into here is really good. So I'm going to be traveling next month, going to Germany with work, and I'm going to be putting some of my stuff in here that I'm going to use as a tiny kind of tech pouch. So when I travel with work, because I do a little bit of international travel, I always have a European tech pouch where I put in European adapters. I put in a couple of extra little cables to make sure that I've got with those, and they will fit into here. Again, I'll leave the dimensions down here, but it's a good size. You can also fill this and still be able to get this into like a cargo pocket. Now with this being square, the way in which this is stitched, so it's stitched here across the bottom, but it will always stay square, and when this expands, it kind of still has to kind of stick to that rough shape. Whereas this other one, it's ever so slightly thinner, but hopefully you can see here, he's put in some gusseting here at the top. So it's almost got like an octagon kind of shape to this, but what this means is this will expand a little bit easier, so if you want to put larger items into here. Now this is perfect for something like a pencil case, which almost seems overkill for something like this, but being able to put in several pencils, several pens, some rubbers, some other things that I use. I work in graphic design and illustration, so be able to put those into here so that I've got those when I go out to clients, and I've just got a pencil case that I can grab things and put things into. Things like extra little bits like a USB thumb drive, just those little weird things that are always just kind of rattling around your bag, throw them into this, and because it expands, or it expands a little bit easier than the other one because of this side gusseting part, you can just fit a little bit more into there. This is perfect for those small quick access kind of pockets. So again, where you've generally got a laptop sleeve in a bag, there's usually a little extra little zip pouch in there, so I can throw this into there. So rather than having to kind of fish out a few different things, I can just take this out, do whatever it is I need to do, chat with clients, schmooze. Oh really? Oh, that's amazing, I can't believe you actually said that. Boring, whatever. Then, you know, it's all there. Then when I'm done, put it all back into here, throw this back into my bag, and yeah, good to go. Now the last one, so all of the others, as I mentioned, all of the others have zips on them, whereas this one is a roll top one. So I've been using this, or will certainly be using this in the winter coming up, is although most mobile phones nowadays have some sort of water resistant properties to there, you still want to make sure that you don't get them too wet. The perfect thing with this is you can put it in here, roll the top over. I could probably roll that over again another time, and then you can have this in your bag to make sure that it definitely doesn't get wet. With roll top bags, if you make sure that you roll them over, can I do this an extra time? I can do this an extra time. Oh no, I can't, because it won't get around that bit. But with these roll top bags, these are incredibly useful for that sort of stuff. I also have a little plinking bag, so while I'm out like today, I take a little plinking bag out with me where I've got a catapult and I've got some of those muddy, the little kind of dried mud clay balls. So what I can also do is I can put the clay balls into this. I can keep this in my pocket, so that when this is done, I just roll this back up again. I can keep all of my clay balls in here, and then I can make sure that when I put this away with my slingshot, my catapult, it just keeps things kind of separate from them, and I'm not going to get those dirty. But because this is lined as well, what I also do is the clay balls that come in that little bag that they come in from Amazon where you buy them, put that in here to make sure that it kind of keeps it safe and separate as well. Now what I can do with this one that would be a struggle with some of the others, and that's the reason why I've done this one last, is again I just want to go into the little detail on here. So rather than just, you know, stitching this up with the lining in there, he's gone the extra mile to make sure that on the edges here where the stitching is, so that this is reinforced. Again, it's just a really nice little feature on here that, I don't know, it's a one-man band here in England making these, and you know, having a little kind of cottage industry on the side, which hopefully allows him to, you know, do a little kind of extra little freedoms, maybe a few more beers each week, whatever it is. But yeah, really nice. So the level of detail in these, all of the stitching is immaculate. So on this one, it has a clasp on there. Can I see who makes it? I haven't got my glasses on today. These are ITW Nexus buckles, which nobody's going to complain about having Nexus and ITW Nexus buckles on here. They're good, they're tough, they're built to last. And then you've got some webbing, which don't think that's 25mm. It's probably something like a 15mm, maybe a 20mm webbing on here. Oh, I've just walked into the sun there for a second. Let's move this back. Yeah, really nice. No, that's really weird because I look a bit, oh, that's out of place. I probably shouldn't move the camera, but anyway. So there you go. Now, as I mentioned, I picked these up off of eBay. A friend recommended them to me, which, you again, I do want to say a huge thank you. You're a very good person for, you know, hopefully turning a spotlight onto a smaller kind of maker like this, and being able to highlight this. Sorry, I'm just putting them all into this pocket, and that's how I've had them since I brought them out here today, to make sure that I don't lose them. These are green, which are awesome. Like, as I mentioned, if you've got other stuff with high-vis lining, they're very easy to spot in there, but I want to make sure that I put these away because I've got stuff that I had in them that I don't want to make sure that I lose on the floor, because it's all on a pile over there. I need to make sure where it is. Yes, so again, a huge thank you to my friend who kind of pointed me in that direction of these. Just to be clear as well, the person's name is Mr. Barbatus. I will leave a link below so that you can see the rest of the stuff that he makes on eBay and where you can pick these up from. I'll leave some of my social media links as well below so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Kind of stuff that I usually make. However, no. How do I want to say this? How do you want to say this? I don't think there's any, I mean, you're probably here for the bloopers. I don't think there's any bloopers on this one as well. I think I did pretty much everything well. I didn't have to stop and swear and stuff. So the bloopers are probably just me saying this that I'm saying now, which is, hope you're good, and I'll see you all soon. Sweet. Hopefully there'll be more bloopers in the next one. I'm sure there probably will be. Yeah.